Today we're spending some time here in the studio getting some stuff done. I recently finished all of our crazy holiday orders. I know if you're a maker, you're probably in the midst of just finishing up all of the holiday orders so that they could be arriving at their new owners before the holiday season. December is when I like to reflect on the past year, see what worked, see what didn't, and also plan out our future 2026. But with that, I also love to just try out new things. So I wanted to show you guys two things that I actually got, which I'm really excited to play around with. So here's the little kit that I got. Here's a little dog that I created. This was from a different project, but because of this, I got this one, which is supposed to be a little bit fluffier, and it has like different yarn, which I think will yield a better product. Another thing that I got is this bead kit. I don't know why I love beads and I love making things that dangle, and this is for like bag chains or key chains. I did make one here. But I think that these are really fun, not only to do by yourself, but with your little ones. So this is a great option. Today we're gonna make a house-shaped cookie cutter on our 3D printer, and we're actually going to be using Cuttle to design this. If you follow their live streams or their tutorials online, they recently came out with a tutorial on the cookie cutter, which is definitely helpful because that means that I don't have to troubleshoot myself. So I'm going to follow their tutorial and actually create this little cookie cutter. In our Cuttle, I'm actually going to bring over the emoji so that we can kind of start off with a basic shape. I'm going to have it be about, I want my cookies to be maybe like 3.5 inches, kind of big, right? All right, so it's gonna be a little big, but my emoji, I'm gonna look up gingerbread house and going to find one that I think is kind of cute and in my wheelhouse of like decor. So I think I like this one right here. So we have this one, it's a little house and it's a little fluffy, which I like, but I need to get rid of all the designs so that I can make it a little bit more customizable. So let's have a new component, and I'm just going to call this the base. For the base, I'm going to actually modify to remove holes. So the base is just flat. I'm not going to make this a fill, so I just wanted a stroke. Yeah, the outline, and then the outline, I don't want it to be a hairline. I want the width to be the base thickness. Okay, cute. All right, so we have the little base mold part for our cookie. Now we gotta work on our design. So for the design, okay, so I'm gonna take this component and let's actually make this convert to paths, and I literally just want the heart. And this heart I'm going to extract as its own component, and then I want this, which is going to be its own component also. Okay, the stroke. This stroke is not a hairline either, and the width is going to be the blade thickness. And I need the color of the stroke to be maybe like blue. So we got our heart, and then my house door, same thing. I'm going to make the stroke blue and not be hairline. The width is going to be blade thickness. Okay, but this actually, I need to delete this part. Cool, so I have that. We'll go back to this base. I'm gonna put the door here and get window here, Oh, and I need this alignment to be the outer. Okay, so we have our little base. So let's take a look at what it actually looks like in our 3D printer mold. We need to do a couple more things, but we're on to a good start. Now I want like these little loopy design. I think I'm gonna use this pen and I'm gonna go from midpoint here. And then, no. I'm gonna go midpoint. I'm gonna make a couple dots like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my keep my pen, hold on to that line, and bring it down, like so. It doesn't have to be perfect either, which is great. Okay, so here's my first line. I think I want one more. We're gonna do the same thing. Make a line. And then bring it down, double click it to make that point a little bit rounded. Like that. I kind of like that it's like not perfect, you know? Okay, and then we'll do one more here. Okay, so now I'm gonna highlight these and I'm gonna make it blue. Make the width adjustment to be the blade thickness. So now I also need this base. Actually, I need I need it duplicated. This one is gonna be the blade thickness. Now, the only problem right now is that our heart is just floating mid-air and it's not aligned to anything. So, I'm gonna change this to red. I can kind of see it. Okay, so now I'm gonna have one more thing, which is like a little line, kind of like this. And this is gonna be down here. So now, I think, I see, okay. This red has to go back to blue. Okay, so now, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I also noticed that we need an extra layer of red on top. That way we have a little part with just a cookie, and then the blue is the indent for the shape, and then the black is our mold we're going to be able to hold on to. And here is my measurements for the thickness that we're going to be using for the cookie cutter. I use Bambu Lab, so once it's on here, I'm going to slice the plate and we're going to print. And from the print area, I'm just going to make all of them the same exact color so that my cookie cutter mold is one color. Okay, it got sent to my 3D printer, so let me show you what it looks like. Here is my little 3D printer setup. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay. Ooh, that came out so good. Let's take a look at our little cookie cutter and just kind of assess what it looks like. The thickness for the little detail cutting area is really nice. So I actually think that depending on how thick your cookie is going to be, you may need to adjust the thickness of this part with the design. But overall, I'm so happy with this. while this was printing, I actually made a little batch of cookie batter so that we could cut this out and give it a test. So let's go to the kitchen and do that now. So here's my cookie batter that I just made. So here is actually my round 2 version. I made the wall barrier a lot less than the one I did before. And then I actually put an extra line this way to keep the curly cues up on top design not moving. But I found that with this one, it was like too delicate and there was just a lot of room for error. So we got this new one. How cute! Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Let me show you the cookies that just came out of the oven. Oh, they're so cute. I think these are gonna be really, really fun to ice. So while those cool, let me try this one. I'm using the little outlines. Maybe you need to wait for it to dry, but take a look. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm wondering if maybe like I colored some icing and made it a little bit more fun. Okay, so I got these gel icings. Going to start with the red. We're not making too much, so I'm actually gonna use this, put some in a little Ziploc bag and squeeze the teeniest, tiniest bit of red and then see where we go from there. I got it to be like this little tiny pink, which I'm happy with. If you wanted to go more red, you could, but we're going for like a pink hue. Take a look at my first finished cookie. It's so cute. Look at, here is my little template and here is the actual finished product with all of its icing. I actually used this cookie icing in white that's pre-made, which made the process super easy. But if you wanted to make your own, you're more than welcome to. I also used these little Ziploc bags so that I could add food coloring to the mix so that I could have like a little different color variation. That worked out really good. This icing is really quick to dry, which I think works really well, especially if you have kids. But overall, this came out so good. We're taking the first bite. Let's see what it tastes like. Mmm. Oh, this is good.
Can I have some?
Yeah. This is so tasty. I will make sure to add the recipe of where I found this cookie mix because definitely I'll be making it again.